How we doing, everybody? Episode 33. Will these comics make good movies and television shows? Find out right now. Alright, we are back with a new episode of Will These Comics Make Good Film and Television Shows with your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, and this is going to be the last time you're going to hear me say this because the Kickstarter that we're running right now for Lords of LA is ending tomorrow. So that's pretty much it. So if you haven't heard about it yet, after me doing every single episode starting with this, well, maybe you're new to the channel. So here's Lords of LA. It's my vampire mob in the 1950s. So this is issue 2, which is only half done because it's a double-sized issue that I release. I release 48 pages. This is only 24 right now because I'm waiting for the new art to get done. And this is issue 1. It's obviously complete. You can get both the issues. This is 48 pages also. So you can get both of those on the Kickstarter itself. I do sign them. And again, it's Vampire Mob set in 1950s. It has plenty of blood and guts and sex and violence and, you know, is obviously made for mature. So it's anything you'd possibly want in a vampire comic. You can either click the QR code over there. Actually, it's over here. Or the link is in the description below. Or just go right to Kickstarter and type in Lords of LA. But if you're not watching this, it's basically as soon as I release this video, chances are you probably would have missed it. I will be retiring certain covers, so some of them will be exclusive to Kickstarter as well. Hopefully you guys can jump in. I am trying to hit the last stretch goal before we close up, and so yeah, we are fully funded, and I think we have about $600 more to go or something to that effect to unlock the next stretch goals. Not a whole lot. All right. So let's get right into the comics for this week. I am limiting now to 3 per episode now instead of 5 because it was just going too long. So we're going to shorten these episodes up. So anyway, let's talk about World's Finest with Batman and Superman, written by Mark Waid. This series has been going on for a little while now, and we're basically going on the 2-year mark now with episode. This is issue 21. This is the second issue of the Kingdom Come with Thunder Man. Originally, Boy Thunder or whatever else came from a different dimension. And then they decided that they were going to go to the dimension where they put him at and see how he's doing. And that probably was a mistake because the guy's turned into a complete dick. So as soon as they get there and they want to know how he's doing, I guess he's been there for a few years already. Because time maybe runs differently or whatever. And so, yeah, he basically strangles Superman and says, "You left me in this piece of shithole and you didn't check on me." Ah! Yep, and that's literally on, like, page 1. So that's where the last issue ended and this one begins. The artwork by, I think it's Dan Mora, is very good. It's always very good. Yeah, Dan Mora, I got it right. So... Meanwhile, now the tussle there is causing all kinds of mayhem, and of course, the Superman there hears it, and he tears off. Batman has a whole new suit, because again, this is in the Kingdom Come universe. So Superman is just trying to hold his own against Boy Thunder, or Thunder Man in this case. And then the other Superman comes up and whoops his ass. Why they use the same costume twice, I don't know. But the ripped costume there is for Superman from our universe, and then the other one's from the Kingdom Come. But if you look at the cover, that's how I normally seen the Kingdom Come Superman with the black S. But this one doesn't have that. So, of course, Thunderman there is telling him, "No, he's the bad guy! He's the bad guy! Kick his ass! Kick his ass!" And Batman is just trying to figure out what's going on here. And then the other Batman comes up in the armor, and they start tussling. So we just have action all the way through this thing, because naturally he thinks he's Clayface or whatever he is, trying to, be an imposter. and Superman goes into a mine and then hides because the mine is lead lined. And he's like, "You're trying to hide from me?" And he's like, "I can hear you." And he's like, "It's kind of like what Wonder Woman did to him back when they were fighting, where he made him use his super hearing, and then she clamped her bracelets on his head and made his ears bleed." Same type of thing here, where he tries to cave in, and it basically, gave him a really bad headache. So Superman and Batman end up, well, first of all, Batman gets captured by the other Batman, and Dick shows up from this universe. He looks pretty good. I always liked the red Nightwing costume better than I like the blue. It just stands out more. So he shows up, and they both start kicking Batman's ass, and he gets tied up. But of course he gets out, and Superman takes him back to the Kent Ranch on the prairie there in Smallville. And meanwhile, Thunderman is telling a whole bunch of lies and forcing everybody to get into position. And then Magog shows up, or just Gog in this case. I think this is supposed to be like an origin of Magog. And yeah, that's Justice League, the Godzilla there. I think I just did a review on that one. And so anyway, the on the Kent Ranch, they're about to get a big smackdown by the entire Justice League that's not called Justice League. So yeah, all those guys against Superman and Batman. I hope they can talk their way out of that, because that's pretty serious. So would that make a good movie or television show? Yeah. The problem is that you'd have to establish the Thunder Boy / Thunderman character, and you'd have to do it very, very quickly, so that they would have to be like a pre-credit scene, and then Batman or Superman, would, after the credits, would then say, "Oh, it's like, 3 years later, 5 years later, whatever the amount of time is," and yeah, so they'd have to. Then they'd have to go off on this adventure. But so far, I really like it. It's action-packed. There's not a whole lot of origin stuff going on. There's a whole lot of explaining to do. And, Mark Waid is making the best of... I'm bringing a little closer. Is making the best of the page count, which is always, always hard to do. Even for, for a writer like me, I try to map every panel out as well. So try to fit it into a 20 to 24 page book. So yeah, it's been pretty good. So let's move on to Spider-Woman. I am a big fan of Jessica Drew, and that's why when they race swapped her for Spider-Verse, and then on top of that they gave her the pregnant version, I wasn't happy about any of that. I don't know why they did that. But what's good about that is, since it was Spider-Verse, there could be a million different Jessica Drews, and maybe some of them are black, some of them are Asian, some of them are whatever. So I wasn't too angry about that, because it's just a version of Spider-Woman. But Jessica Drew is Spider-Woman as far as I'm concerned. So whenever there's a Spider-Woman, I tried to pick up the last one. The covers were real nice, but the writer on that just didn't get it. It was really bad. I mean, really bad. To the point where Jessica Drew was like fighting like an 80-year-old woman. It was just bad. Like, I don't know how much drugs that person was on. So we start out with Jessica fighting. This is like the gang war startup, but it has nothing to do with gang war. Not to like the last page. I'm not really excited about gang war anyway. There's two events going on right now. One is with Beast Boy. It's called Beast World. And I didn't get that either, even though everybody said it was good, so I may just pick that up. And the other one is this gang war with Spider-Man, and everybody says it's bad, so I'm not really a big Spider-Man fan anyway. But anyway, she starts fighting Armadillo right in the beginning, and the artwork is not good. It's just not good.
So the story's not good, the art's not good, so why would I continue this? So anyway, she fights Armadillo, and I guess she died, and she was disconnected from the web of life or some crap like that. I don't know. It's really bad. I don't know. I have no desire to even hear about any of that. But anyway, she, like in the cartoon there, like in Spider-Verse, she was pregnant and she was fighting crime being pregnant. It was a really bad idea then, and it's just always a bad idea. But anyway, she had a son, and the son never came back with her, so she knows that there's something missing. But anyway, here you can see that the artwork is just poor. I mean, just poor. So whenever Jessica Drew's around, Captain Marvel's also around, because they're very good friends, and even in the Captain Marvel book, Jessica Drew was always in it. But anyway, we have Diamondback, who has a meeting and is told to start running the city again, or this is the setup for gang war. I don't care. And Jessica Drew arrives home, and of course, like I said, she gets a visit from Captain Marvel. Look at that costume. Oh my God, is that awful? Wow, that is just horrendous. God, whoever came up with that design needs to just go away. I mean, wow, I'm ready for her to have a high school band show up and she can just, get the baton and start twirling it. This is awful. Holy mother. I won't be collecting any figures with those costumes. Oh my God, that's awful. Yeah, so here's the shot of the web of world or the web of life, and she has the sun, and the sun's just cut out or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. So anyway, she goes to question Diamondback, and then another villain shows up. Yeah, so she kicks Diamondback's butt, and then another villain shows up. This dude here. And from there, we have a little bit of a fight scene going on. I kind of like the green, because she has the, it's like a venom type of thing that she can shoot. And I kind of like that her punches do that. It's kind of cool idea. I haven't seen that before. But anyway, so she has that fight scene, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, and then she gets a meeting from Spider-Man, who asks her to join this gang war thing. And she says, yeah, I'm in. That's it. Nothing there, man. There's nothing there. So I probably won't even be continuing it. Can't we get a good... It's kind of like Wonder Woman. Can we get a good Spider-Woman book? Jeez, why can't they get some good writers in here to write these female characters? I don't know. Whether it's male or female, because all they've had on Wonder Woman has been basically female writers, and that hasn't worked out well. And now they're trying this Steve Fox guy for Spider-Woman, and he's not doing a good job there either. It's like, God. So yeah, so I won't be continuing that one. Make a good film and tell them no. This whole gang war thing is going to crash and burn. So let's go on to Conan. Kind of disappointed here a little bit. This is number 5. And for the last 4 issues was an arc. And the artist on that really did a good job of emulating the stuff from the 70s. I think it was Buscema that he was emulating. And boy, did that look great. I mean, that had a throwback. The plot on that was thin, but boy, was it amazing. So, and the art here is not bad. It's just different. Yeah, it just doesn't have that same 70s feel that I loved in the other one. But anyway, this is obviously a brand new arc, as if it's a good jumping on point if you haven't read Conan yet. And this is about him and, I guess he and Belit were you know, doing all kinds of things or whatever else. But I don't know if this is her hanging here or whatever. But it says that she was the head of the pirates and that he became a pirate with her. But anyway, this story is about he becomes a thief with this other woman, and they're tasked with going into this very heavily armed temple church of a god. It's like an elephant, 6-armed elephant god. All right, that's what you're told, and they're there to get some kind of an artifact. So they're, you know, obviously promised a shit ton of money to go do almost the impossible. So they said, all right, we'll go do it. And, you know, again, the artwork's not bad. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like the setup of the atmosphere there of the temple that they have to infiltrate. And I think there's a picture of the god here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, the artwork is decent. Look at that. But again, it just doesn't have the same look and feel as the last version. So we got some fight scene in here with them infiltrating the whole deal. And I don't know, I'm trying to still find. Okay, there's what the god thing looks like, as a big, I guess, statue of the elephant god right there. And once they get inside, they find it, and he's remembering like a story or whatever else, and he tells the guy not to touch it. So it looks like that little clump there on the pillow, and he says, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't touch that. I think there's a curse on it or whatever." So as soon as he does, they have a whole bunch of ghosts and stuff like that come at them. And he's like, "Yeah, look what I got." And he's like, "Yeah, don't turn around. Don't do it. Don't turn around." So I'm going to, it's a good issue. Okay, Conan's been a good book. In fact, Fire and Ice is finally coming back out this week, and we're excited about that. But I'm going to reserve on that one because I have no idea what this plot is yet, besides getting this artifact. So let's recap. So I'm going to say maybe until I know more. We don't know much. Steve Fox dropping the ball completely on Spider-Woman, so that would be a no. And World's Finest, Mark Waid with Batman Superman. I like it, and I'm waiting to see where this goes, but how they're going to fight the entire Justice League by themselves. But that's it for this episode. And again, if you can jump in on Lords of LA, again, the QR code is up. The description has the link, or you can just go right to Kickstarter, and hopefully you can jump in there before it ends in the next 24 hours. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have additional episodes and videos that will come up here at the end. And thank you guys so much for helping me grow the channel. I really appreciate your patronage, and happy holidays. All right, bye-bye.